The thing is that Todd didn't have any structure. Okay. He had great work ethic. He had a great heart. He had great principles, but he didn't have the systems nor the structure. And he was literally including his team in a total chaos. If you're struggling in finding the right people and finding A players, you have to systematize the process. Okay? I cannot stress that enough. And you have to systematize it with technology, and you have to systematize it that leverages social media and the World Wide Web and all those aspects, because that's where the A players are. Let's get into today's topic. Here at Profit for Contractors, that's what we're focused in on, is helping you guys getting more control of your contracting business, in the sense of time, in the sense of like direction, in the sense of the results you're getting, and get your profits to actually pay for your freedom. Okay. So with that being said, I'm just looking at some of the key points here that I want to make sure I cover off with you guys today. Is, we've had so many great champion CEOs have amazing success. Without going too deep into, into that, I want to really talk about one of the champion CEOs that we have worked with, Todd, amazing guy. I'm going to talk first about the challenges that he had. Okay, when he came to Profit for Contractors, and I'm telling you guys these things because I want to let you know, number one, that you're not alone. Okay, a lot of times as the contractor, we're in our truck, we're at the office, we're there when everybody leaves, we're there before anybody comes. We're driving on the road, going from job site to job site, checking in on the guys, trying to do the best that we can to have a successful contracting business, deliver a great product and service to our clients, create a great environment for our team. But it doesn't tend to go that way. Okay. In the sense that unless you put the right systems in place and then you take the right approach to your contracting business, you're going to have struggles. Okay. And you're not alone in the sense that if you don't do certain things, no matter how hard you work or how much time you put in, and it's admirable, listen, I'm a fellow tradie, putting in time and more time to fix some of the problems you have, it might be a temporary Band-Aid solution, but it's really not going to be the core solution to your problems. Okay. It's just going to Band-Aid the symptoms. So some of these challenges, let's talk about them that Todd had. So like this guy he was working tons of hours, like 80, 90 hours a week, sometimes less, sometimes more. And part of the thing that caused that was he was wearing so many hats. I mean, he was, I'm looking at this list, right? Ordering material, doing invoicing, returning material, engaging with customers on the phone, on the job sites, engaging with his team on the job sites, sometimes doing the work himself. And in all honesty, I don't blame him. And maybe some of you guys, you can relate to this, frustrated, feeling burnout, feeling some form of burnout if you haven't already burnt out, just wearing too many hats. The thing is that Todd didn't have any structure. Okay. He had great work ethic. He had a great heart. He had great principles, but he didn't have the systems nor the structure. And he was literally including his team in total chaos. Okay. And chaos, guys, what does that chaos look like? That looks like you can't turn it off. Okay. Chaos in your mind where you're thinking of so many different things and you're scared to stop thinking because you're scared you're going to forget something or something else is going to get missed. Chaos in the sense that you're physically all over the place, right? You're driving from job site to job site to job site. I mean, you probably have thought to yourself, man, if I could only just replicate me, right? And there's just not enough time in the day, no matter how much energy you put into the work, no matter how many things you do, no matter, how much time you spend with your team, you just can't seem to get ahead. All right. Well, this was Todd. Okay. He didn't know his numbers neither. All right. So, when he came to us, when we were asking him things like, okay, so, what's your sales look like? He was pretty good at knowing his sales, which by the way, most contractors tend to have a gauge of that. When we started talking about profits, like what's your gross profit, what's your net profit, he really didn't have any idea. Okay. And it's not due to a lack of ignorance. He didn't really even know how to look at his financials or even how to leverage them. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay. We're going to go through like the 4 key things that Todd did There's other things that he did, but these are the 4 key things. And what I want you to do when you're listening in on these, I want you to try and take these insights as best as you can, okay? And rough it. I mean, take these insights and do something with it that improves your business. Look, Todd did it. We've worked with over 6,000 contractors that have done it. You can do this too. I'll give you guys an option for how you can get more help, before we wrap this up, give you guys a special option for those that stick around, but you can literally do these things. Todd could do it. I could do it. The other thousands of other contractors we've worked with have done it and are doing it. You can do it as well. All right. The first thing that Todd did was he needed to shift his mindset, right? He needed to shift his mindset from the perspective of he always felt that if for his own security, mental security, and confidence, that he had to be the smartest person in the room. All right. And I could see why he would say that. I mean, I used to think the same thing too, where, if I wasn't the smartest person in the room, I was in fear that somebody would take advantage of me, in the business or as a client or as a team member. If I wasn't the smartest person, then like, oh, I'm going to miss things. That's valid. Okay. The reason it's valid is because if we don't have clarity of how to systemize the business and be able to delegate things properly, so that, people are empowered, if we don't get the principle that we need to actually hire people that are smarter than us, then you're going to be stuck. Okay. You literally will be the person that prevents the business from moving forward. Look, I wouldn't be where I was. I didn't get to where I was at with my contracting business and getting it to run without me by being the smartest. I was fortunate enough, and I think I know a big person that countered this mindset was my wife. Okay. So Jennifer was a chartered accountant. And yeah, she gave me, there was a couple of wake up calls that I had when she started going through the financials with me going, you can't quote this way. You need to know your numbers. You need to be able to put this much on your quotes. You need to be able to stop working with these kind of clients because they're not profitable. And I realized I felt a little bit of insecurity when we had those conversations. But at the end of the day, I realized, thank God it was, quick enough that she was there to help me and that she was a lot smarter than me. I mean, she was literally a chartered accountant. Just to give you perspective, that took her like 6+ years to become a chartered accountant. It took her writing a major, writing an exam that 60% of the people at the time, were failing. Like it took a lot of expertise. It took somebody that was smarter in that space, and that knew that information. Look, you can't be the chartered accountant. You can't be the marketing expert. You can't be, you can't be the bookkeeper. You can't be all these different hats, guys. Can you get away with it for a period of time by wearing these hats? Yeah. Todd did for a while, almost went crazy, almost went bankrupt. Yeah, you can. But are you going to really be good at it? No. Are you going to bring the expertise and the knowledge and be as smart as what's needed for the business and for your team and your clients? No, you won't. So that's a big thing. Okay. So that's number one. Okay. Number two, the next thing was he installed clarity around every single aspect of his business. Okay. So this, guys, your people, whether you got 2 people working for you, 100 people working for you, think about this question about the throw to you. If I was to go to your team members and just randomly pick anybody, and I asked them, hey, are you absolutely clear on what your roles, responsibilities, and the rules in which you got to play by? Would they respond saying, yeah, man, I got absolute clarity. I got a job description. I got these policies. I got it all. It's all written out. I follow it all the time. 95% of your team members would answer, I don't have that, nor do I have the clarity. So look, guys, number 2, you've got to instill clarity to your team. If your team don't know what their roles are, what defines a result for them as far as a win or a loss, and they don't know what rules to play by, how the hell can they succeed? Okay. Now, here's the funny thing. It does take time to get those things defined. Okay. That's where we come in and we can help you guys. We can, provide to you guys things that are already done for you. And whether or not, you engage with us or not, that's totally cool. But at some point, You've got to get your team to be on the same page and ensure that your team members have clarity. Number three, he created a cultural consistency of feedback, okay, that really fostered an A team. So some of the things that he did as far as that goes is he had regular meetings. You guys have heard me mention this. If this is new to you, that's totally cool. But he had regular meetings that had structure to them, right? I'll give you a couple of them. The Monday morning meeting is one of the key ones. The Friday reflection meeting is another one. There's other meetings as well. But guys, if you want to have a good culture, you have to have good communication. Okay. If you don't have habitual means that people regularly communicate properly, you're not going to have the right type of culture. Okay. You're going to have a chaotic culture versus a culture of communication and clarity. All right. So make sure you've got structure in place and habits and systems in place to make sure there's that consistency of feedback, consistency of not just feedback, but he also put into his culture the importance from a culture perspective of always making his team better. So he put training in place for his team, structured training, regular training. Okay. He made it mandatory. So now a couple of the culture points that he was able to live by and create was a culture of communication and clarity and a culture of training, right? Of always improving his team better than what they currently are. All right. The last one was he used systems consistently source the right people. Okay. This was huge for him. If you're struggling in finding the right people and finding A players, guys, you have to systematize the process. Okay? I cannot stress that enough. And you have to systematize it with technology, and you have to systematize it that leverages social media, okay, and the World Wide Web and all those aspects, because that's where the A players are. That's where they're playing. That's where people are communicating. That's where people are looking for other opportunities of employment. And if you don't systematize that, then you're going to have inconsistency. And one of the worst things that potential new players that are out looking will run away from is if there's not consistency. Okay. They want to see you online. They want to see, the types of jobs that you do. They want to see clients being happy with the workmanship. They want to see team members, people that work for you, raving about the company. Okay. So you want to make sure that you've got systems in place to make sure you bring the right people on. Okay. So that's what I wanted to cover off with you guys today. Pick one of those four things. Number one, make sure you got the right mindset that you need to build a team of people that are smarter than you. Number two is make sure you install clarity in every function of the business so people know exactly what the role, results, and rules are for them so they can succeed and everybody's on the same page. Number three, create a cultural consistency. And in this case, of communication and of always evolving your team to the next level through training, okay, and other aspects. And number four, make sure that you systematize things. That's a tongue twister. And in this case, systematize. If you're looking at ever growing your company, you can't do it alone. If you don't have a successful system for hiring, you can come to us, or you are going to have to create it yourself or go some other place. But you have to have a system for that. Okay. The old way of just having somebody knocking on the door and coming in and handing their application, those days are gone. Okay. So you got to get with the new times. So that's basically it, guys. So look, here's the thing. If you guys own a contracting business, you're an owner of a contracting business, and you really want to get proven strategies, techniques, and insights that finally put yourself in the position where you have the profits to literally pay for your freedom, to pay for the systems that you need to pay your team members well, to be able to afford to grow and, invest into your marketing and get control of your business, then I'm looking for 3 contractors, guys, that really want to take their business to the next level. We're offering up what's called a strategy session with one of our experts. You might get in with me. I just do it for fun, but I got a whole team that takes care of that to help you guys out. And the first thing that's going to happen on that is that we're going to identify where you're at in the Contractors Ladder of Success. And that gives you extreme clarity, guys. It allows you to respect your team so that everybody's on the same page in the sense that you know where the business is at, you know what you got to focus in on, and you know what you're going towards as far as what the next level is on that Contractors Ladder of Success. Number 2 is to identify any shifts and opportunities and identify what are the things you got to stop doing, keep doing, and start doing. Okay. And to ensure you have the right team around you and the right level of growth. And the last is that you've got an action plan, right? We're going to give you 3 to 5 action steps specific to your contracting business, specific to where you're at, get us put into your shoes, and really, give you a plan that's going to work for you. It's not the perfect plan, but it's a plan to move you forward in 2023 and get some momentum. So if that sounds good, does it sound good? Type in profits. Okay. And before you do that, I guess I should cover off, there's a bit of a criteria. You got to have like 5 members and above, and you must be willing to take action, guys. It's pretty simple. So that's it. So again, comment profit. If you want to get that kind of help, you want to get those insights, you want to differentiate yourself from the competition and get that edge and really get the momentum you need this year before it gets away on you. And that's it. So I'll see you guys on the flip. We will catch you later.
Hey, rock stars. Thank you for watching the No Bullshit Podcast for Contractors. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button. And if you're serious about growing and need help, click on the link below. Myself and my team would love to help and give you the necessary tools so you can take your contracting business to the next level. And remember, dominate, delegate, and deliver.